Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night and wondered why it happens? Why exactly at 3, 4, or 5 in the morning? Is it mere coincidence, a physical or psychological issue, or is there something deeper behind these awakenings? In this video, we will explore not only the possible spiritual reasons for nighttime awakenings, but also how these hours can be key moments when God wants to communicate with you. Moreover, I'll share biblical stories, detailed meanings of each hour, and practical and spiritual advice to make the most of these moments and strengthen your relationship with God. Stay until the end, because this knowledge can transform your perspective and your spiritual life. To begin, we must remember that dreams and awakenings have been important channels of divine communication throughout history. The Bible is full of examples of how God uses these moments to reveal His will. Let's start with the story of Jacob, narrated in Genesis 28. While sleeping outdoors, Jacob had a dream in which he saw a ladder connecting heaven and earth, with angels ascending and descending it. In that dream, God spoke to him, promising protection, blessings, and descendants as numerous as the dust of the earth. Upon waking, Jacob recognized the sanctity of the place where he had slept and named it Bethel, the house of God. This episode not only reveals the connection between heaven and earth, but also how dreams can be a gateway to the divine. But the most interesting part of the story is the lesson we can apply to our lives. Jacob was sleeping in a seemingly ordinary place, outdoors, with no indication that it was special. Yet, God manifested Himself there. This teaches us that no matter where we are or how simple our circumstances may seem, God can find and speak to us at any moment. And yes, that includes our nighttime awakenings. Another fascinating biblical account is that of Moses and the burning bush, narrated in Exodus 3. Although it's not about a dream, it's a powerful example of how God can reveal Himself in unexpected ways. Moses, while tending his father-in-law's sheep, saw a bush burning without being consumed. As he approached, he heard God's voice, entrusting him with the mission of liberating the people of Israel from slavery in Egypt. This encounter highlights the importance of being attentive to divine signs, even in our daily routines, and approaching God with humility and reverence. Just as Moses had to remove his sandals because he was on holy ground, we too must be willing to recognize and respond to God's presence when He calls us. And we cannot forget Daniel, the prophet who interpreted King Nebuchadnezzar's dream. This dream, which deeply troubled the king, depicted a statue made of different metals, representing the empires that would dominate the world until the arrival of God's eternal kingdom. Daniel not only interpreted the dream but also demonstrated that it is God who has absolute control over the future and can reveal His mysteries to those who seek Him with faith. This story teaches us that, even if God's messages are not immediately clear, if we seek His guidance, He will give us understanding at the right time. Now, what do these stories have in common with nighttime awakenings? According to some beliefs, specific hours of the night may have spiritual meanings connected to our emotional, mental, and spiritual states. These hours could be moments when God calls us to reflect, pray, or take action. Let me explain what waking up at each time frame means and how you can use these moments to connect with God. If you wake up between 9 and 10 p.m., this may indicate that something is worrying you. Perhaps there are unresolved problems, a situation causing anxiety, or guilt weighing on your heart. This is a perfect time to cast your burdens on God, as Psalm 55 verse 22 says, "Cast your cares on the Lord, and He will sustain you." Use this time to relax, breathe deeply, and remember that God is with you. If your awakening occurs between 10 and 11 p.m., it might signify that you are going through a process of inner healing. You may carry emotional wounds, losses, or traumas that need to be healed. During these moments, you can meditate on Psalm 147 verse 3. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Ask God to restore you and help you forgive yourself and others. Between 12 and 1 a.m., awakenings could be related to a spiritual awakening. This is a special time to seek God's presence in prayer and meditation. Jeremiah 33 verse 3 reminds us, "Call to me and I will answer you and tell you great and unsearchable things you do not know." Take this time to listen to what God has to say to you. If you wake between 1 and 2 a.m., you might be facing inner conflict. Perhaps there are fears, doubts, or resentments you need to release. This is the moment to seek the peace that only God can offer, remembering Jesus' words in Matthew 11 verse 28. "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Between 3 and 4 a.m., awakenings are often interpreted as moments of divine guidance and angelic protection. If you feel overwhelmed by problems or difficult decisions, use this time to seek God's light and wisdom. Isaiah 41 verse 10 tells us, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God." Finally, between 4 and 5 a.m., these awakenings can be a preparation for a new day full of purpose. It's an excellent moment to thank God for His faithfulness and plan your goals with His guidance. Remember Psalm 143 verse 8. "Let the morning bring me word of your unfailing love, for I have put my trust in you." In addition to these spiritual reflections, I want to share practical advice to make the most of these nighttime awakenings. When you wake up, start by praying. Talk to God, express your concerns, thank Him for His love, and ask for His guidance to understand His purpose in your life. You can also meditate on His Word. The Bible is an inexhaustible source of comfort and wisdom, and spending a few minutes reading it can strengthen your faith and spirit. Lastly, listen. God can speak to us in many ways, through dreams, thoughts, emotions, or even the circumstances we face. Also, remember to take care of your physical health. Maintain a regular sleep schedule, avoid heavy meals before bed, and create a calm and comfortable environment in your room. Your body and spirit are connected, and caring for one benefits the other. Every nighttime awakening is an invitation to connect with God and discover what He wants to show you. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to share it with someone who might need it. Let me know in the comments if you've experienced nighttime awakenings that made you reflect and how you believe God might be speaking to you in those moments. May God bless you, guide you, and fill you with peace. See you in the next video.